What's up guys, LeopoldTheBrave here, and I'm talking about Sonic today. That's different, but I'll still be playing Crash as the video footage. Now, even though I pick on him every now and then, I've actually been a very huge fan of Sonic since I was little. So I feel like if there's huge news like there's been this past week, I should throw my 2 cents in. And the big news is, Roger Craig Smith is stepping down or got laid off as the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog after 10 years. Now, a lot of people really liked Roger's Sonic, some even grew up on his games as Sonic Colors is over 10 years old at this point. And of course, I think he did a great job with Sonic's snark and sass in the Sonic Boom TV series. However, there were also some that thought his performances were extremely cheesy and cringy, but that more has to do with the scripts he was handed rather than his own performance. Quick examples being the whole "I was too slow to save my buddy" thing in Sonic Lost World, or Sonic being tortured in Forces. So if Roger was laid off as the voice of Sonic instead of stepping down himself, this would tell me that Sega of America is going in a very different direction script-wise and story tone-wise. And other voice actors for the characters may follow, so I figured it would be a really fun idea to recast the Sonic series. Who would I put if I was in charge of deciding the voices for each character? Now, as fun as it would be to bring back Jason Griffith or Jaleel White as Sonic, I'm gonna stick with entirely new voice actors, so no Ben Schwartz either. And I'm also going to be a bit more realistic about it and stick to people who are regular voice actors instead of going after big, unattainable Hollywood celebs. So those are the rules. I'll also be sure to give you a taste of each voice so you can know why I'm picking each actor. With all that said, let's begin. Now, Sonic himself was super duper easy to decide. I've already had this one in my head for years, long before Roger stepped down. My choice for Sonic is Blake Swift, also known as Shady Vox. He's like a mix of the past 3 Sonics combined into one. He has the "aw yeah, this is happening" tone of Ryan Drummond, he can do the anime screams of Jason Griffith, good grief, the lungs on that boy. And he can easily pull off the snark and comedy that Roger had. He's actually already voiced Sonic himself in a couple animated YouTube parodies, but his roles in other projects are what have convinced me. So let's take a listen.
Yeah, totally. I've been flying all day, so I'm gonna climb this. I'm gonna climb this and rest my wings. Yeah. Oh, God, Lord. Okay. Now you listen to me. I have been through ice.
Okay.
I have been through the ocean.
Right.
I have spent 2 hours in a maze with snail elephants looking for a pencil.
What?
I did this because I want to go home. And if I want to go home, you have to go away.
That's your excuse? This entire setup was rotten from the start, and you're not helping your case.
I'm telling you, I didn't know this would happen.
So what are we supposed to do, huh? Our options are getting more and more limited, and if we don't do something soon, we'll miss our chance to move!
And there he is, Blake Swift. What'd you think? The voice samples for other characters aren't going to be nearly as long, I just wanted to give you a good idea of Blake, since he's the one I chose for the big character, Sonic. Moving on. Now we go from the easiest one to one of the hardest ones with Tails, as I already really like his actress Colleen, and don't think anyone could do it any better. I finally decided on Leah Clark though, based on her performance as Fuyuki Hinata in Sergeant Frog. You may know her better though as Toga from My Hero. Let's listen.
Corporal? You hiding in here? I hope they weren't kidnapped by alien hunters or something. I guess we'll have to check Sarge's room, which is the obvious choice if you think about it. Hey Sarge! You in there?
For Knuckles, I have something very different, but I believe he needs that huge difference because he's been quite flanderized as of late. In the Dreamcast era, he had a temper and he was gullible, but he still knew how to take things seriously, especially when it came to the Master Emerald. And as the 4Kids cast took over, he retained some of that seriousness, but he became a lot goofier and more hot-tempered. But now in the 2010 games, he's become nothing but a joke and hasn't had a major role in so long. So I think Knuckles needs a rework and a voice actor that shows he can be serious again, and for that, I picked Kari Payton. Now I picked this voice actor based on a ton of different roles, but you may know him best as Cyborg from Teen Titans. Let's listen.
Keep thinking that. Power down, chump. Reverse engineer this. Playing for the wrong team. Thanks for the tip, coach. Had enough? Ready for seconds. You're obsolete. Game over. You won't win, Slade.
Next up is Dr. Eggman. Now I know Mike Pollock survived the last voice recast, and it's impossible to see anyone else in the role just from how long it's been. But if Sega's recasting everyone instead of just Sonic, there's no guarantee he'll make it out this time too. So I've chosen Mark Hamill, and I know that kind of goes back on my no Hollywood celebs that are unattainable rule because he's literally Luke Skywalker. But he's not unattainable, he's done so much voiceover stuff. He can do that elderly gravel really easy, you know he can be a good villain thanks to his role as the Joker, and his high-pitched Joker laugh should show that he is capable of Eggman's little laugh that he does every now and then but hasn't done in a while and should start doing again. But anyways, let's listen.
I wasn't expecting guests. I've been down here for a very long time. Years. Weeks, maybe. I miss orange juice. My boy, I'd love to discuss this in time, but we have more pressing matters. It's one of my experiments.
Amy Rose was pretty easy. My favorite interpretation of the character was in the mid-2000s when the 4Kids cast took over, and she added on a temper to her crush to Sonic, putting that giant hammer to good use. Meanwhile, in the 2010 games, she's a lot more calm and just generic girl. So we need to go back to the interesting Amy, and Stephanie Sheh would be excellent for that. You may know her best as Hinata from Naruto. She can do peppy and excited, but also aggressive. Let's listen.
Piece of cake. All right, we rule. We're good to go. Good, let's do this thing. Okay, it's over.
Go faster! Ooh, try to keep up! Need a boost?
Now we come to Shadow the Hedgehog. His calm and relaxing voice fit his tragic backstory very well. But now that his story arc with Maria and having amnesia is over with, him continuing to have this dark brooding voice comes off as comedically edgy. So we need something new that portrays his anti-hero nature and more aggressive rivalry with Sonic a bit better. So I'd choose Yuri Lowenthal. You may know him best as Sasuke from Naruto, or more recently, PlayStation's interpretation of Spider-Man. Let's take a listen.
Vanish, in the name of the Uchiha. Never show me your face again. Have you begun to understand my hatred? It's over.
So we've gotten through pretty much the main handful of characters. Let's end it with someone completely random, like Jet the Hawk, first one to come to mind. Jason Griffith voiced Jet at first, so obviously he had to do a lot to make him and Sonic sound different when they're in the same scenes talking to each other. And because of that, he sounded just like a squawky bird, which I kinda liked, but I can understand why a ton of people didn't and found it annoying. Then his next voice sounded a lot more squeezed and nasally, trying to get away from that squawky gravel. So for Jet, I pick Matthew Moy because he's able to hit right in between. You may recognize him as Lars from Steven Universe. Let's listen.
You don't know what you're talking about, so butt out! Go annoy someone else, you little weirdo. This isn't my voice. Oh, I'm Lars? Whoa, I'm naked!
And there you have it. Those are my Sonic voice recasts, and this was actually pretty fun to do. I might do a part 2 for other side characters, or maybe I'll do one for another series. But for now, let me know what you think down in the comments section below. What do you think of the recasts I chose? Who would you pick? And which series do you want me to do next? Or characters if I do a Sonic part 2? Can't wait to hear your answers, and I'll see you guys next time. Leopold the Brave, out.